Hi everyone. I hope everybody's well and safe. As I said, I'll do another video. Now, I'm doing this video because last night there were some families or friends in Western Australia in Perth that received a fine. Now, this is to assist everybody that gets fines through the police for this lockdown period that we're under tyranny here. So I hope I will explain it as best I can. As you see behind me, I have a whole heap of stuff stuck on the wall in our lounge room, and what I want to do is I'll go through step by step, and I'll take a photo of everything that I'll put up on here as well for you to have a look at and review in your own time. Now, as I said in all my videos, this is not legal advice, but it's just information I'm putting out there that everybody research for themselves. I encourage you all to Google this document. It's called Postal Power. It's about 13 pages. As you can see, I've highlighted a whole heap in there, and pretty much every page is highlighted. There's so much information in here that can help us. Now, in regards to our fines, by law, all fines from police, as well as tolls and every other debt that we receive from government, should be $20. And I will show you it's Commonwealth law. So I'll start on this first page here. This is, now you see I've used pink A4 paper. That is crucial in this, in documentation. Now, fines must not exceed $20. This is Commonwealth law. Commonwealth Constitution 1901, Chapter 5, Section 115, gold and silver coins. Now that's where it says there, the only currency we should be using is gold and silver coins. And the currency, in combination with the Currency Exchange Act 1965, Part 4, 16C, and it actually tells us the highest value coin is a $2 coin. $2 coin times by 10 is $20. So that's what our fine should be. Any amount above $20 is fraud and extortion. Now, the power that we're doing here, I'm going to demonstrate how stamps are a legal instrument and it's universal. And I'll go through that now as well for you. Now, a cancel stamp. This is how we cancel a stamp. There's your stamp. You put a line diagonally across it. You either write, now depending on the color of your stamp, now a lot of the stamps are dark, so you either put your name across that where the line is, or underneath. Either way, and a thumbprint on there. So what I've actually done is not only cancelled, I've destroyed that legal instrument. It becomes my property. Okay, damaged stamps becomes your property. So that invokes powers to you as a Postmaster General. No one can actually dispute your claim to this document when the stamp is on a document. You hold power, no judge will dispute. Now, in the same Postal Power document, it states no judge will dispute. Not even the FBI, CIA, Secret Services, or the Treasury Department will question once you've cancelled a stamp. Now, on this one here, on butcher's paper, now I thank my local fish and chip shop for giving me a few pages. So God bless their heart. Google Postal Power. There's 13 pages of it. Find it, because this will help you. It'll explain a lot. Now, fines and government fees. Now, every letter that we receive from the government is a contract, and we must reply as well as in response to disputing that contract. Use the government document to counter and incriminate them with use of cancel stamps. Now, that's very important. We need to use their own documents against them, and I'll show you later. All government documents are contracts. We counter with a contract of our own. we bind them by contractual law by using stamps. So in our response back to them, we place a stamp on our document, on their document, that seals their fate where they can't dispute. Damage stamp, you damage your own. It's just like a shopping center. If we drop a product like a TV that we want to buy, if we drop it, we still have to pay for it. Well, that's the same, because that's what the stamp does. Front of document. Front of document equals criminal element of document. So that's the front of the document, and I'll show you the documents later. Back of document equals civil claims of document. Okay, make sure we cancel the stamp by drawing a line across diagonally and handwrite name as living man, no signature. No signature. Handwrite your name. On fine document, now this is when you get your fines. On fine document, use original fine and place cancel stamp and follow due process, and I'll show you that. Our cancel stamp on their document instantly transfers liability to them. Remember, our cancel stamp holds the highest authority in the world. Queensland, remember, our government, Queensland government, has been operating in fraud for 98 years. 1922 to 2020. 1917 referendum, Queensland said no to abolish upper house. So we know in 1922, the Theodore Labor government won both upper and lower house, and they abolished without a referendum or people's consent. Now I'll demonstrate the cancel stamp here on two of my documents, or a few of my documents here. Now, this first one here, I own this. I own this because I'll put a stamp on the top. I'll put a stamp on the top there. Now, this is to my employer that I've shown before in my last video, and I've cancelled it, and I've actually pretty much damaged it because I got my thumbprint on it, and I got my name under there in gold, and my Centrelink number on the top, and down the bottom, I've signed as well in just hand-printed name. So that document is mine, the complete document, and I've got stamps on this, on the front as well as the back. So I've sealed the criminal rights on the front, and on the back is the civil. Now these are SPUR documents. SPUR is the state penalties unit in Queensland. So they're the money laundering racket organisation for the department. So here, I will show you, go back a bit, baby. Now, as you see here, I've put a stamp on, this is the document from SPUR. I've put a stamp on the bottom right-hand corner. Now, I've actually taken ownership of this document. They have no authority. And the same thing, I've cancelled. I've written my name in purple, and there's a purple line through there, and my thumbprint. So my name is just printed, handprint. So that says I'm a living man. And on the top here, all I have to add is my Centrelink number. Now, I've shared this in a video before. We need to understand what this document reads. Now, this document is in dog Latin. All it's bold and different fonts and everything, that's dog Latin. It gives you a picture. And as you see, I've highlighted on this document, bold shades, dog Latin, American Sign Language. This is all American Sign Language. That's American Sign Language. It's a picture on there. Right up to the outstanding debt, which is 195. Now, I've been fighting this since June last year. And on the bottom of here, there's a copyright symbol. Now, this is a government document. So there's a copyright symbol right on the corner there. So they have, straight away, they have no jurisdiction. Because they said there's just an ordinary business. Now this one here, sorry, we'll go back to this one here. Now this one is exactly the same. all the sign languages are there, and I've cancelled this document. I've actually claimed the rights to this document by doing that, adding that stamp, cancelling it, and putting my name on there and my thumbprint. And the same here, there's a copyright symbol right there. And this one in particular, it says Registrar Spur, there's no signature. Come across this way. And Spur, the capitals are all dog Latin, so there's no authority in this letter at all. And as you see, I've just scribbled all over this place, over this document, because it's all bullshit, really. Now this one here is an email. This was from Jinky. Now she's from Spur, and she wrote to me on the 7th of the 8th, 2019. And I sent an email on the 1st of August 2019. Now, as I said, I've been fighting this for over a year, or almost a year next month, and looking forward to going to court. Now, in this email, they've actually incriminated themselves. They've stated, under the Penalties Enforcement Act 1999, Spur is responsible for collecting and enforcing unpaid fines and court orders in Queensland. If you want to dispute a fine or court order, you will need to contact the administrative authority or court that issued it. Now, they've acted. So what I've got here, I've got a number of departments backed up, because I've got Spur, I've got the Electoral Commission, and the Department of Transport, because Department of Transport has suspended my license. So, and these are extortion demands. It says, while your correspondence is noted, the content does not negate your liability to finalize the debts. Payment, this is the options. Payment in full using the attached debit schedule. Apply for a payment arrangements by direct debit or eligible Centrelink benefit. If you fail to take up one of these options, Spur may commence action as permitted under the Act. Now remember, this Penalties Enforcement Act 1999 is invalid because Queensland has been operating fraud for 98 years. So this is not even worth mentioning in there. But they still carry on and say this is what they're going to do to me. Now these are extortion, driver license suspension, fine collection notice to redirect money from a bank account or employer, registration of interest over property, vehicle immobilization, seizure and sale of property, and arrest and imprisonment warrant. Now that's all extortion. That's extortion demands right there. So any document that they send like that, now what I've done, they've actually incriminated themselves because I've cancelled that document with a stamp. I've taken the rights away from them and it's in my hands. So all the courts know about stamps, about cancelled stamps. Once you lodge it in court, no judge will dispute it because there's a higher authority than any magistrate, politician, police, anybody once you place a stamp. Police know once you put a stamp on a document on a fine, they can't process it. All right, so I hope everybody understands that. Now, as you see, because it's their documents, there's two different things here. That's their document. I've placed the stamps on the bottom right-hand corner. My document, I've placed it on the top. And the same thing, I'll seal at the back of each and every one of these documents with another stamp. So they have no authority. And that's what we do. When we get fines, we place it on the bottom right-hand corner, cancel the stamp on each of them. And here, yeah. Now the keys to this is write on pink paper, A4 paper. So write on pink paper, pink equals your flesh. Type document in blue or purple ink. I forgot to put ink there. So when you type up your document, type it in blue or purple. use gold, purple or blue pens when you cancel your stamp. So when you put that line across there, make sure it's in one of those colors. Write CRN. Now CRN is your customer reference number. As I've showed you on this side here, on the stamp, that's your CRN with no spaces. Your Centrelink number identifies you as that person. So everybody has one, and that's where you put your Centrelink number on the top of the stamp. So that seals, it confirms your name is there in your thumbprint. Stamps equals military contracts. This is a military contract as soon as we apply stamps. Stamps authority is by international treaty. Now Australia is a member. Now we became a member on the 9th of October 1874. So there's only 4 countries. This application of stamps applies right around the world. So there's only 4 places that it doesn't apply, and that's Guam, Puerto Rico, US Virgin Islands, and American Samoa. They're the only 4 nations that these stamps do not have jurisdiction. I don't know why, but yeah. And I want to show you my envelope that I received from Centrelink up the top here. Now this is a fraud. That stamp is not cancelled. Okay? That's not cancelled. There's no barcode or anything on that. And they've incriminated themselves because they got their address here. They just got my name in the window, my address, but up here they've incriminated themselves. There's no barcode. This has been, the cost of this has been transferred to us, the people. So they're actually committing fraud. Australia Post has committed fraud, and they're in serious trouble. So we've got to remember what sort of envelope we get and how to read the inside. It's dog Latin and stuff like that. So with this envelope, I could sue Australia Post as well as Centrelink because there's no barcode on here. All right. I think that's about it. Remember, use your stamp, cancel the stamp, and your fines must not exceed $20. That's Commonwealth law. So I hope this helps everybody, because in the next few weeks I know people are protesting everywhere. So we need to know where we stand in regards to fighting this corruption. So I hope this helps everybody, and we'll go from there. Any questions that people want answered, please message me or put it on my page. And what I'll do is I'll take a photo of all these documents on the wall, and I will post them as well to help anybody or everybody. Now what I would like is, I'd like all my friends and family on Facebook, please, we gotta, as I said, this is not legal advice, but from what I've researched, I truly believe we can turn the tide on that. This is a game changer, applications of stamps. And the other thing with stay back a bit. With the application of stamps, we can see that this will really back up the government. So all we got to do is stay positive. This is the way we fight. Use their own laws against them. Use their documents against them. And that way we beat them at their own game. And I remember my uncle telling me, as a young fella, when I started in the Commonwealth public service, he said to me, learn the white man's way and beat them at their own game. So this is just common sense. I've researched this and I've worked out how to apply it. But I'd like all Australians, we need to fight together, because the suppression affects all of us. So guys, stay safe, God bless, and look forward to talking to you soon. Bye.